Hello everyone and welcome back to Fire Emblem Heroes. So today we have a showcase with a character that you guys might know I really enjoy. It is indeed Yunaka. Aided Yunaka to be precise, so she comes with a little accessory that you can equip on characters that use the aid item. The accessory this time is a little cat that you can see on the bottom left, dead behind the name of the voice actress and the artist. And this Yunaka comes with a very powerful kit that I am actually very happy to have obtained. Since I didn't actually roll for her, I did a full spread of 5 orbs with the free pool, and I got both Rafal and then Yunaka. So I am very happy about that result. I still have a lot of orbs that ideally I would like to use on the next Engage emblem character, which hopefully will be Mikaya, since I would like her to get an emblem very soon, but probably it might be, if I had to guess, but you know, that's just a random throw in there, Violet. I am guessing that we might get emblem Violet very soon, since he's popular and he's also getting alt in the Brave characters, so it makes sense that we might get an emblem Violet very soon. Other than that, everything that you need to know about the character, you know the drill by now with our showcases, animation, art, dialogue, etc. And then we jump into the build showcase. Aided character do not have any particular inheritance stuff, they just have more stats thanks to the aid item, can equip the accessory, and also remember they are limited, so if you miss Yunaka you will have to get her into a rerun because she's not in the normal pool. But a very powerful character, and we will see why in just a second. So, enjoy the first part of the video, I will be back with you with the build showcase.
Truth is, I'm just a wandering nobody. Hero is overselling it. Got an impression for ya? Wanna hear it? Okay, here goes. If there's one thing I'm really good at, it's lighting up the room. Ooh, what kind of weapon is that? The grip is so distinctive. I've never seen anything like it. ZAPPY! Have you seen Emblem Mikaya around? Just curious. Any one of these heroes could be a threat. I can't afford to let my guard down. Did you know some of these heroes are assassins? I couldn't believe it either! HIYA PAPAYA! I'm here to have a good time. Truth is, I'm just a wandering nobody. Hero is overselling it. Any one of these heroes could be a threat. I can't afford to let my guard down.
Okay, so as I told you earlier, Yunaka comes with a boost in stats, +1 to every stat, so remember that whenever we check the stat line, which is usually the first thing that we do. So let's start with that. We have HP 41, attack 61, speed 52. You already see something very peculiar here. She has a lot of attack and a lot of speed. Her speed, from what I can tell, could be the highest, the base highest speed in the game. And that is very good, obviously, for Yunaka herself. She does use and needs a lot of speed, also a lot of attack. Meanwhile, we have equal power defenses, 29-29, but she doesn't need to defend herself. She has a kit that allows her to be one of the most mobile heroes in the game, kinda reminiscent of how Yuri worked, and you can tell that characters that move a lot are very useful in a meta where we have huge walls called Nidhoggr. Nidhoggr is one of the tankiest characters in the game, and Yunaka was tailor-made to counter her. Now that we are heading into a Hero Rises with not one, but two Nidhoggrs, the normal one and the New Year one, stands to reason that we have a character that can take them down. Can she do it reliably? You can build Nidhoggr around Yunaka, for sure. There are ways to counter Yunaka, like RD Bearing is a huge counter to all counters against Nidhoggr, for example, so if they give her RD Bearing, it is over. But, provided that she doesn't have it, or that there are ways for Yunaka to exploit their weaknesses, in a general one-on-one match without seals, Yunaka should do her job. In fact, the trailer for Yunaka debut was showing her killing a Nidhoggr in the, I think it was either garden mode, either raids, whatever the name. I haven't done it in a while, to be fair. Now, let's start with the build. Hidden Blade. Special trigger acceleration, a stable by now. At the start of turn, if unit has more than 25% HP or higher, inflicts speed, death -7, sabotage and discord on closest foes and any foes within 2 spaces of those foes through their next action. So this is a very strong effect because we have two big debuffs. Sabotage, which inflicts a penalty on unit attack, speed, death and rest during combat, equals highest penalty on each of those stats between unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit. So basically, the enemy who is debuffed the most will give their debuffs to all the surrounding enemies, which is very good. And then we have Discord, which inflicts attack, speed, death, rest, -X on unit during combat, where X is 2 plus the number of allies within 2 spaces of unit. So, at the start of battle, where enemies are stuck together, this gives a huge debuff. So how does Yunaka want to exploit this? Well, obviously, running Yunaka with characters that inflict debuffs is very good, because of how Sabotage works. And then you want her to attack as soon as possible, because at the start the enemies will trigger Discord more easily. But it doesn't end there. At the start of combat, if unit HP is higher or equal than 25%, grants bonus to unit attack and speed equals 20% of unit speed at the start of combat plus 6. That's why I told you, giving her speed is very important. She gets a good amount of bonus because 20% of an already high number like 53 is pretty decent. And then we have deals damage equals 20% of unit speed. We have another high bonus on her speed, which is true damage. True damage is very important in a meta like this one, where we have a lot of damage reductions, character that reduce damage in a pure way, like -7 damage received. Having this is a very important boost of damage. And I do think that she makes use of it a lot because she has a high speed, so this is a kind of bonus that you want to see on your weapon to use. Then we have grants special cooldown charge +1 per attack. Yunaka comes with a built-in lethality already, so you don't need to fodder someone who has lethality, which is pretty nice. So having a way to charge it up very quickly is important. And grants special cooldown count -1 before unit first attack, and special cooldown count -1 unit before unit first follow-up attack during combat. What does this mean? When Yunaka starts combat, she will immediately reduce her countdown on her first attack and then her follow-up attack. That's very good, because what does this mean? It means that you deny guard effects that trigger even during battle, so Yunaka can use her special reliably. With a special like lethality that is basically built to destroy damage reduction and also exploit enemies that have high defense or resistance, that's a very good effect. Obviously it has a high cooldown, which is why you want all those cooldown reductions that you see on the weapon. Last but not least, we have Dagger 7. After combat, if you attack, inflicts death and rest -7 on target and foes within 2 spaces of target through the next actions. A good debuff that we see commonly on dagger characters, like obviously not always 7, could be lower sometimes, but still pretty good. All in all, what can we tell from this weapon alone? She has a kit that relies a lot on having high speed, inflicting debuffs, and also using her special. Those 3 things stand out. For the debuffs, we have already Discord for her to trigger a powerful debuff. Then we have a lot of other new skill and personal skill that further enhance this kind of gimmick. Then we have, for the speed, also more skills, also the seal, you can give her more speed from there. We also have +1 speed from the aid bonus, etc. And then finally for the special, basically the weapon already does the job for the most part. So what is left to explore here? Her unique skill. I told you that she can zip-zappy around, to use her catchphrase. Unit can move through 4 spaces, huge effect already. If any space within 2 spaces of unit meets any of the following conditions, unit can move to that space or any space within 2 spaces of that space. That's to say that Yunaka can go anywhere she wants on the map. I'm not joking, she is actually that mobile as a character. That's why I told you earlier, she makes kind of a sense as a Yuri spiritual successor in a way. So what are those spaces? There is an ally, there is a divine vein effect applied, it is a defensive terrain, or it counts a difficult terrain excluding impassable terrain. Difficult terrain would be forests or the ones that have a little fortification on it, which are very common in many maps. So basically, if you have any of those conditions on any terrain, she can move on there or 2 spaces within that terrain. Very strong effect already. Then we have, if you initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack and speed +10 to unit. More speed, as I told you already from here. Neutralizes effect that guarantee follow-up attacks, null follow-up. And reduces the percentage of foe no special reduced damage by X skills by 50% during combat. So you have 2 anti-DR right here, which are very, very, very good, especially against the characters like Nidhoggr. That's why I told you, she triggers the special twice, she denies def and res, she debuffs, she moves everywhere she wants, she has a null follow-up, she has a lot of extra stats, and she can deny DR as much as she wants. That's a huge power boost in terms of player face character for sure, but she does have a weakness that you probably can tell already. So she's a dagger, so she works off defense as a counter to the enemy. If you have an enemy tank that has a lot of defense, hardy bearing, and also denies debuffs, then Yunaka damage might not kill that enemy, and that enemy might kill Yunaka back because she herself does not have a reliable way to resist that damage. But, that's to say, the enemy has to be built to counter Yunaka, which is basically a solution to every character, so it's not like that much of a negative. Still, you should be wary of characters that deny debuffs, because without many debuffs she inflicts, you basically are buffing them. So characters that have the buffs, the debuffs turn into buffs, no, buffs turn into debuffs is also a good thing, but that's not what Yunaka does. Then we have full disarm, which is the one that inflicts further debuffs, inflicts speed and death -X on foe, X equals the total number of bonus effects active on unit, there we go, that's the one that I was talking about, per 2 + 4, and neutralizes effects that inflict a special cooldown charge -X on unit during combat, very good effect that we have right here. While attacking at the raids, okay, that's a bonus that you can get, but basically you have a usage for Yunaka in the raids. Then we have active lookout, so this one is very important because it is the way Yunaka gets to safety after the player phase. Enables Canto 2, so anything you do, you will always have another Canto move. When Canto triggers, enables unit to use a distant swap on ally. What is a distant swap? basically you swap a space with an ally even if they are far away within 2 range. So basically a very good way to put a tank where Yunaka is and let them tank the upcoming hits, which is a good way to protect Yunaka and also make usage of your tanks. If you initiate combat, she gets attack speed +4, and then if you initiate combat, you can make a follow-up attack before next attack. That's another very good effect. All in all, pretty much I underlined the strength and weaknesses of Yunaka as a character. She's an aided character, so she's limited. I would suggest getting one Yunaka, for the sole reason that even if in the future she were to be countered, etc., her fodder is still very good. You have full disarm, active lookout, lethality. Those are things that you can use in a lot of future dagger characters for sure. And also, the +1 in every stat from the aid can always be useful for the other characters. That's it. So, for me, out of the 4 characters in the new Engage banner, Yunaka is the one that I will get for sure. Anyway, my friends, that's it for today's showcase. Next time I might do Rafal, if I find a good B-skill for him. Probably, again, I do have like 3 Anankos that I can fodder if Anankos skill will be good for him. Fallen Anankos, by the way. And, well, that's it. Next up is the gameplay showcase, so stick around. But until then, this has been Antelodge. Remember to like and sub to support the channel. And if you want to support the channel more, remember to use the super thanks feature to your comment to ensure choosing below your favorite Fire Emblem Heroes video. Hopefully you enjoy Yunaka and her ZAPPY time together with me. Hopefully we get more ads for Yunaka for sure. But for today, enjoy the gameplay showcase.
Give me an order. I am not sure.
Let us proceed.
Yunaka here. What you need? Yunaka here!
Target acquired.
Yours to command.
I will bring forth my greetings. Give me an order. What you need? Will do.
Let us go.
Yunaka here.
Target acquired.
Let us proceed. Yours to command.
Give me an order. What you need?
Time to finish the job.